I am Melanie with the Greeley Group.
And we have guests.
We have Allison Celeste. Today I want to talk about lender misconceptions.
Hey.
So, as you know, the first step in looking for a new home is to find a lender. But when I talk to clients, they want the great deal, but I said, great, well, the first step is to talk to a lender. But they're scared. Why are they scared?
Well, I think it all comes down to human being nature, right? We all are super scared of rejection and we just aren't sure what the process is going to look like. And we do have a bunch of misconceptions in regards to lending and what's possible. So I think it's just scary taking that initial step to talk to a lender and kind of open yourself up financially to see what's possible.
So what do you do when someone comes to you and says, hey, I want to see if I can buy a house?
Yeah. So the first thing that we're going to do is hop on a phone call and just go through any of those initial fears that they do have and hopefully making them feel comfortable enough to move forward with filling out an application and taking those next steps. But we want to dispel any discomforts that may exist from the outset, and then also get a good understanding on what their goals are, needs, wants, etc., so that we can make sure that when we do actually receive their application, we're putting them in the right product, etc.
How do you determine the best loan product for a client?
So after taking a look at their application, their finances, and really understanding what's most important to them, whether it's payment driven, down payment driven, they want to keep more money in the bank instead of putting less money down, or they really have a specific number that they're meeting monthly as far as payment is concerned. After we get a good idea on what's most important to them and looking through everything, what's available, that tells us what product does make sense for them and really approaching it kind of holistically, if you will.
Can you tell me about some of the different loan products that are available?
Absolutely. So FHA is obviously a really popular one for first-time home buyers. There's conventional, which is a 3% down product to 5% and up, depending on what your needs are. Obviously, VA is a big one, and USDA as well. And then there's more niche products like bank statement loans and things like that as well.
Allison, tell me, why is it important for your clients to be truthful and honest with you?
Well, I always say if we don't know what's going on from the outset, we're going to inevitably find out. It's our job as mortgage lenders to really flesh out the entirety of your financial picture and history, just to make sure there's not anything that could hinder your ability to obtain final lender approval. So it's always better to be truthful and transparent from the outset and let us as professionals come up with a game plan versus us find out down the road after you're in a contract or about to close, and just ensure that we have a smooth process all together.
Do you ever find things that a client didn't know about?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We run into things on credit reports, errors on credit reports. Sometimes we've also discovered identity theft and fraud before. So yeah, it is a very it can be an invasive process.
Oh, hey, identity theft, it's real.
I feel very passionate about it.
The market's shifting now. So it went from this crazy seller's market to trying to be more stable, and interest rates are fluctuating, and people are really scared to sell their home because they don't know where they're gonna head next. Do you have any suggestions or products that can help these people?
Absolutely. So I think because we are seeing a little bit of stability come forth in the market, that there are more opportunities to find that right house, get a deal, as opposed to before it was strictly just a seller's market. Now we're seeing a little bit more balance in place. So yeah, we're seeing a lot more stability come into the market, but there are rare exceptions in which maybe it's a home that was really desirable area or a school district, and those are still multi-offer situations. And so if that's the case, then there definitely are products in place to help close that gap and make sure that you can buy that next home without worrying about where you're going to end up next, or having to sell even before you buy your next home. So there are cashback programs out there that we offer and other lenders offer to help you become that competitive buyer against possible other buyers. But obviously on your side as a real estate agent, you're also seeing like, what does it look like to do a fast close or shorter option or financing period. So there's lots of creativity on both sides of our our lanes. So I think that if you are in that situation where you may be a little bit fearful about taking the next steps or just not really sure what your options look like, contact Melanie or myself and we'll get that dialogue started.
Well, Allison, thank you very much for setting this straight. And Rosie, you have been very sweet. Delaney, you're cool too.